Hello again. There can be little doubt that hate is something of a growth industry in this country these days. 30 years ago, the only time you would hear the word hate would perhaps be if you overheard a couple of schoolgirls squabbling, and one of them might cry passionately to her friend, "I hate you." Even today, normal people seldom use the word other than in the most trivial of circumstances. Perhaps declaring that they hate mushy peas or hate visiting some relative or other. We don't really hear people say, "I hate homosexuals" or "I hate immigrants." The word is chiefly used in a serious sense by progressive and liberal folk who devote their lives to sniffing out hatred of all kinds, from homophobia and racism to misogyny and ableism. It is, as I remarked the other day, something remarkably akin to the McCarthyism which we saw in America in the 1950s. It is in universities that hate is really a big thing, and a great money spinner too. There are charitable bodies which are falling over themselves to find new instances of one group of people hating another, and the Roundtree Trust and Esme Fairbairn Foundation are always good for 100 grand if you can come up with some new type of hatred. The University of Leicester have a Centre for Hate Studies, and the right laugh it must be working there. Anyway, they've run out of things to hate in Britain's cities because the competition for identifying racial, sexual and religious prejudice there is so crowded, and they have instead turned their attention to the countryside. At once, they have made some horrifying discoveries. The shops in many little villages and hamlets, for instance, don't stock halal food, nor are there designated spaces to pray in such locations. Actually, there are. They're called churches, but what about some poor Muslim hitchhiker who fetches up in such a place, finds nowhere for him to unroll his prayer mat? See the problem? You see, the countryside is, according to a report produced by the Centre for Hate, overwhelmingly white, and this creates discomfort, we are told, and a psychological burden that comes with navigating predominantly white spaces. Not only that, but many parts of rural life are monocultural. They give the example of traditional pub culture. Exactly why a Muslim on holiday in a rural area would wish to hang out in a pub is not explained. You see, public houses centre around the consumption of alcohol, and most Muslims won't touch the stuff. I am myself a strict and total abstainer from intoxicating liquor, so I can understand this. I don't visit a pub from one year to the next. It has never, I confess, struck me that pubs might alter their monocultural ways in order to cater more for teetotalers like me. Among the conclusions of the report are, and I quote, "The availability of halal food or spaces for prayer could make a significant difference in whether people feel comfortable visiting the countryside. Then too, rural businesses should adapt to improve cultural sensitivity. And of course, welcoming minoritized individuals into the countryside means more than tolerance. It requires thoughtful adaptation, sustained inclusion efforts, and a willingness to change." I am tempted to use vulgar language at this point, but I've always restrained myself. I give links to this in the description to this video.